Welcome back. It's episode number 106. I'm glad you could join us for today's episode of the Tommy Maroon Sports Show right here on WCTV. And if you haven't subscribed to the Highland Hornet Sports Network on YouTube, where we'll be up and running soon. How about that? We'll be up and running soon. Please subscribe there as well. Let's go with the Cleveland Indians. First thing is first with player stats. StatCast edition. That's right, StatCast. Pretty darn cool. That means with guys like Jose Ramirez, he averages about 18 degrees per launch angle. Exit velocity is about an average of 91.2 miles per hour and 28 barrels, which is sharp contact. And Cesar Hernandez has 257 batted balls. His max exit velocity when it comes to StatCast, 110.2 miles per hour. And his average home run, which he has about 15, 397 feet. And then there's Eddie Rosario. Of course, Eddie Rosario has a 33.6 sweet spot, a 172-foot average hit, and a 35.3% hard hit ball. And Ahmed Rosario's average launch angle is 6 degrees. His max exit velocity is the same as Cesar, which is 110.2 miles per hour, and he's had 6 barrels. So not the most powerful contact from Ahmed Rosario. And the Indians, meanwhile, we're struggling. 9.5 back of Chicago for that division. 5.5 back from the wild card. This is happening with a 47-45 record. Our run differential is, well, it says negative 14. That was heading into Monday, but that's changed. Negative 21 now. And we are 17-28 against teams over 500. It's been quite an interesting season, and hopefully we can make the playoffs. And according here to the MLB at-bat app, things have been struggling for the Indians. Yes, sir. That means in the wild card, Seattle 3 back, Toronto and New York also 4 back. Time for the series recaps. Excuse me for 1 second. That was weird. Series recaps. Indians at the A's. The Indians win the series 2-1. Always great to see. Always great to see Invader Zim lead off with a home run. He also had a home run game 1, and Emmanuel Clase blew the save in game 1 to a Joe Lowry 2-run bomb, and Framio hit a home run game 2. And Karinchak, I believe, not Clase, blew the save, or almost blew the save in game 2, but fortunately that didn't happen. And then Invader Zim, 3 RBIs, plus that leadoff home run. He was on fire in game 3. And then Daniel Johnson hit his first career home run for the Indians in game 3. It was quite the sight to see. Daniel Johnson, right where his family was. There he is, the man of the hour. A 423-foot bomb as he cracked that one into right field. Indians against the Astros, or center field, excuse me. Indians against the Astros were down 2-0. My goodness. Framio hit a home run the first game, but Jordan Alvarez one-upped them with a 2-run bomb. Shortly after, we lost 4-3. And then last night was beyond frustrating to watch. Oh boy. If you didn't watch it, I don't know how. Because Tristan McKenzie got lit up like a Christmas tree out there. We were trailing 9-0 at one point. Kyle Tucker had a 2-run bomb, and Jose Altuve led off Houston with a home run. Second at bat, down the left field line, hit off the foul pole. It was not fun to watch. We are 0-6. That's right, 0-6 against the, who do you call them? Houston Astros. And if we lose tonight, we will not have won a single game against Houston at all this season. At all. Good Lord. It begs the question, why did Houston steal sides to begin with if they were that darn good? Oh, man. NBA Finals, meanwhile, it's over. The Bucks have won it all. And it started off, well, where we last left off was Game 4 when the Bucks won 109-103. The series became tied up at 2. Both teams used 8 players that night. Chris Middleton led everyone with 40 points on the Bucks. 26 points and 14 rebounds for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Of course, you all know who he is. Devin Booker had 42 points but committed 4 turnovers. Suns were waiting for the majority of the game. As you can tell, it looked like they were going to grab onto a 3-1 lead. Of course, every team that has had 3-1 win in the NBA Finals later on won, except for the 2016 Warriors, who blew a 3-1 lead to the Cavs and dropped Game 7 on the road. I'm sorry, how did they drop Game 7 on the road? Okay, I'm losing my train of thought because, of course, that was such a great night back in 2016, June 19th, 2016. No team was winning by double digits during the game, actually. And the Bucks stole the ball 11 times, and Phoenix had 3 steals. And that was the jumper that gave them the lead. Game 5, Bucks stole one on the road, 123-119. There is a picture worth something. Giannis dunking over Chris Paul. LeBron is watching that. What he's like, wow. Of course, LeBron lost to the Suns in the quarterfinals. Maybe if he was with the Cavs, things would have been differently. Oh, well, he still won at NBA Finals for us. And again, both teams used 8 players. And Milwaukee became 1 win away, which they eventually conquered. Giannis, those were 2 of his 32 points. Middleton, 29. Jrue Holiday, 27 points and 13 assists. Devin Booker had 40 points. And Chris Paul, or as people call him, Cliff Paul, based off the State Farm Insurance character. And, of course, there was that monster dunk, my friends, that put the game out of reach. Definitely great to see that dunk. And the Bucks were in striking range. And the Suns were winning by 16 points at one point. And they were waiting for most of the first half. And then Game 6, they did it. The Bucks are the NBA Final Champions. Something they haven't done since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Oscar Robertson were playing for the Bucks. Something they hadn't done in 50 years. On the dot, that's right. You got to go back to 1971. The last time the Milwaukee Bucks won it all. My goodness, Giannis was the Finals MVP, and he had 50 points and 14 rebounds to clinch the series. That's right, 50 points. 50. Good Lord, that was just unbelievable. 51 points, I believe. No, 50 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 blocks. My goodness. It was unbelievable, the Greek Freak. And you know what he did today, just a few hours ago? He went to his local Chick-fil-A. He had the Larry O'Brien trophy and the Finals MVP trophy in his car, went to the Chick-fil-A, and ordered up 50-piece chicken nuggets. That is nothing compared to what my family ordered last night. It's 12-piece from KFC. I'd rather have that 50-piece like Giannis because 50 points, 50-piece. 5 Bucks players had double-digit figures out there. My goodness. And, well, one of them who didn't get a point was former Notre Dame pitcher Pat Connaughton. I like Pat Connaughton. Yeah, you heard that right. A former Notre Dame baseball player was there, Pat Connaughton. Hard to believe. But, yeah, Chris Paul, 26 points. Suns were winning at the half. It was actually Bucks for most of the first quarter. Suns came back in the second quarter. And then the first quarter, of course, very low scoring. And then the Bucks took over. That guy who screamed Suns in 4 is probably crying. Listen, shh, be quiet, guys. You can hear him cry about the Suns not just winning in 4, but the Suns just not winning, period. My goodness. 65,000 people were at the Deer District. Really crazy to see. They were there to celebrate, which was outside of the Fiserv Forum. It was crazy. Probably the best NBA Finals of the past 5 years. Of course, the greatest NBA Finals of all time is 2016. I mean, come on. Coming back from 3-1 against the Warriors, who won 73 games, and they still didn't win it all. They had the same amount of, no, they had one more win than the Bulls, I believe, in 96, because 72 plus 3 plus 12, 15, 72 plus 15, 87. And then the Warriors had 15, 73, 88. Yep, one more win. But they didn't win it all, folks. And the NBA ratings, even though they're not as good as they were 2 years ago, they are way, way, way better than last year's Mickey Mouse tournament out there, which is great to see. The Suns are now 0-3 in NBA Finals, 1976 and 1993. And the NBA is officially not in trouble again. Great to see that. KD and James Harden probably shaking their heads. And one of the cool things Giannis said is that he could have won with a super team. He is right. Look at Brooklyn. They have themselves a super team. I mean, albeit when LeBron left for Los Angeles, I mean, albeit a high score or high market city, and of course he wanted to go there for a while and be closer to his Los Angeles, California home. But mainly, eventually, they got themselves a super team. Anthony Davis, Contavious Caldwell Pope, Alex Caruso, and co. But no, Giannis was there. Chris Middleton's a good sidekick, but that was Giannis. He won NBA Finals MVP. Who else would have been than Antetokounmpo? And Milwaukee recovers from that embarrassing second-round exit in the Mickey Mouse tournament. And Coach Bud, that's right, Coach Budenholzer, Mike Budenholzer is definitely happy he's finally won an NBA Finals championship. But man, oh man, the last time the Bucks ever won the NBA Finals, Richard Nixon was president, and President Biden was not in Washington at the time. That is how long ago it was, when the current president wasn't in any office, nationally, and the president was Richard Nixon before all the scandals made him resign. And it was his first term too. That is how long ago it has been since the Bucks won it all. And man, oh man, that's been how long since the same Milwaukee's won it all. Don't count Green Bay, because Green Bay is its own city, kind of like Akron is its city, and not like Cleveland or Youngstown or Toledo or Columbus. Man, oh man. Milwaukee waited 50 years, and I think that was the greatest moment in Milwaukee sports history. Not Green Bay sports history, Milwaukee sports history, but possibly Wisconsin sports history as well. Time for NASCAR. Foxwoods Resort Casino 301 at the Magic Mile at New Hampshire. Eric Almirola won his first race of the season, and the first race he has won in 3 years. Eric Almirola, where did he come from? Typically not atop the world, but man, oh man, what a good race that was for him. Ryan Blaney won stage 1, and Brad Keselowski won stage 2. And get this, Christopher Bell finishes in second. I mean, Christopher Bell already has a win so far this season, but man, oh man, the race was called off just several laps shy due to rain, and man, oh man, there was a lot of rain in the forecast that called the race to be very late. Lap 9 was when the red flag had to be off. Quinn Huff hit the wall on lap 130. Not too many notable cautions either. There's poor Quinn Huff right there. Couldn't be happy about that. Look at him skid. Oh boy, I was playing NASCAR Thunder 2004 on the Magic Mountain. Let me tell you something, I'm not good at that game. I was crashing repeatedly at the Magic Mile. So it was just kind of like that. Russ Chastain in 8th place. Kyle Larson in 7th place. It was quite the race to see. And Eric Almirola, who would have thunk it? There he is. Man, oh man, good for Almirola. He's in the playoffs now. 13 racers have won, by the way, this season, meaning they have all clinched a playoff berth. And Denny Hamlin, who hasn't won once this year, is leading everyone in points. He's just been so close yet so far. It's so weird to see, so weird to say. My goodness, Kyle Larson leads all drivers in points for those drivers who won. That's right. And Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, and unusually out of character Kevin Harvick are the only drivers, or struggling Kevin Harvick, they're the only drivers that wouldn't make the playoffs right now despite not winning. Larson has led more laps than anyone else this year. He and Hamlin have 15 top 10 finishes. He and Denny Hamlin, once again, 15 top 10 finishes. Hamlin can make a push for the playoffs and possibly win it all. Playoffs start in September at Darlington, and there will be 2 straight weeks without any NASCAR, my friends. That's right, no NASCAR at all. Next week or the week after that. But Eric Almirola can head into the little vacation pretty happy. And then after that come back-to-back road courses. One at the famed Watkins Glen, which will be fun to see. And then the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Yep, not the Square, not the Brickyard 400. It's just going to be an Indianapolis road course. Very weird to see. Man, oh man, very weird to see a Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. My goodness. Well, we covered 3 topics today. I, for one, would like to say that's cool. And not just that, but we're 30 days away from high school football started up. I, for one, cannot wait. I hope you can't wait, folks. Should be fun. Is Highland going to do well? Is Wadsworth going to do well? Everyone's going to do well. That's what it is. It doesn't matter because you tried so hard and you do so well in training camp. And sometimes, you know what, all the time, these players are fantastic. And it's just going to be fun to see. Episode number 107. It's going to be me scrambling to find things. Yay! Me trying to find other sports out there in the world because there's not going to be NBA anymore. NHL, of course, done with, of course, the Lightning won Stanley Cup, as you all know, and the Seattle Kraken have their fantasy draft. I hate the Seattle Kraken. Cleveland deserves a hockey team, not Seattle. And the name Seattle Kraken is a horrible name. And, of course, no NBA, no NASCAR. And then episode 108 is going to be a Browns training camp preview. I can't wait for that. Maybe episode 107 as well. And episode 109, we're going to do ourselves a high school football preview, plus a Hall of Fame weekend recap. And then episode number 110, Tommy's Picks returns for high school football. And it will happen to be on August 18th, episode number 110, which is also the day of the greatest backyard player and athlete of all time, Pablo Sanchez. That's his birthday. So we're going to celebrate Pablo Sanchez's birthday that day. And then Madden 22 will be out by episode 111. So you'll hear me talk about it and give my yearly complaints and yearly frustrations towards it because EA Sports, it's such a shame. But you know what's not such a shame? Me hoping to be back next week for the Tommy Maroon Sports Show, episode number 107. Take care, everybody, and so on.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.